Merry Christmas, my friends! It is Christmas Day, and here I am in the beginnings of my brand new toy room. Now, normally every year on Christmas Day, I give you guys a brand new toy room tour. If you've been following me in the last couple months here, you might have heard me tell you that I've been doing a lot of remodeling here at home. And therefore, I've been redoing most of my toy room. And unfortunately, it's not quite done yet. But I still wanted to do a little update video for you guys here on Christmas Day to let you know the progress that I've made and to give you a little bit of a sneak peek of what's to come. So first of all, if you've seen any of my other toy collection videos in the past, you probably remember what this place looked like before. This is, of course, my basement, and it was a very kind of dark, almost dungeon-like basement in the past. It had very dark red walls, it had a nasty-looking tile on the floor. Basically, the way the basement was when I moved in, I left it as is, and I started setting up my toy collection. Well, we started having some issues with flooding in the basement. We never really had the problem before, but we had a really bad spring season with lots of rain, and it brought lots of water into the basement. Unfortunately, when we started looking into getting the basement waterproofed, we realized we had some nasty foundation problems. And all of this happened about the same time we found out that we were expecting our first child. So many things needed to be changed in our home. We decided to go ahead and do a full-on remodel. That way everything was ready to go for when the new baby got here. And in the process, we got a fixed-up brand new basement and a place for me to put all my cool toys. After some renovation, fixing our foundation and getting the whole basement waterproofed, we then painted the walls a nice bright white color, added some carpet now that the basement is sealed and completely waterproof, and you can see the massive difference between the way my basement used to look and the way my basement looks now. It's a night and day difference. We are in the process of getting the basement completely finished, adding a whole new living space to the house and a much nicer looking toy collection space. That's right, for the first time ever, I am building my toy collection the way I've always wanted it to look. I've never before been able to just build my own collection room from the ground up. This time, I got the opportunity to do it. So, as you can see, now that we've got some shelves going up here, I've got most of my Masters of the Universe collection out. That's right, that's what you see behind me right here. This whole side of my new toy room is nothing but He-Man and She-Ra toys. Now, the rest of the room isn't anywhere near done yet. There are a lot of totes and boxes and empty spaces that you guys can't see because it's off camera over here. But I figured it would be kind of fun to at least show you guys what I've got set up for my Masters of the Universe Classics collection, and my Vintage Masters collection, and my 2000X Masters collection. Everything He-Man! It's right here. You guys want to take a closer look? Come on, let me give you a little bit of a tour. Alright guys, I have jumped behind the camera so that I can give you a little bit of a closer look at my brand new Masters of the Universe display. As you can see, I have a lot of shelves lining the walls completely full of figures and playsets and vehicles and all kinds of fun stuff. So I'll go ahead and just give you a little bit of a close-up tour so you guys can see everything we've got. And we'll go ahead and start right over here in the corner. Now this top section is actually one of my favorite sections because this is where I'm keeping all of kind of like my random Masters of the Universe goodies, lots of boxed things, lots of vehicles. So see if you can kind of spot some of the fun things I've got up here, and I'll point some out along the way too. Some things you might recognize, like my He-Man talking toothbrush, which I did a video on. See, I got some of the awesome little monogram model kits there. I got a sealed attack track that I'll probably open up eventually. There's my awesome Masters of the Universe alarm clock, the Castle Grayskull one. I absolutely love that. Oops, my She-Ra glasses fell over. Let me, there you go. There's a look at my She-Ra sunglasses. They're pretty sweet. Dragon Walker, the box is beat up, but mostly I just like having the box. Here's a fun little piece right here. It's like a Masters of the Universe Light Bright, but it's not Light Bright brand. Picture Play Light! How about the little pewter Masters of the Universe figures? I love these little guys. Some sweet little Joe Amato customs right there. All right. Fun little guys there. I got me a Fright Fighter. There's my brand new Beam Blaster and Artillery. The box is in beat up shape, but it's never been opened. Pretty soon I'll be opening that bad boy up and playing with it. Where's the tea goodness? Little cups, some pencils with some funny pencil toppers. It's just an extra. There's my Point Dread and Talon Fighter. That's the one that came in the beautiful box when I got it. can see Power Sword up there. You can see Skeletor playset up there, the little Havoc staff and his little belt. That's a sealed Battle Bones. My sweet Velcro wallet there. McDonald's He-Man toys. There's Kofi Kingston, because he's wearing Skeletor and Battle Cat gear, so why wouldn't I put him on my shelf? Weird knockoff Skeletor. This is a guy from Definitely Dinosaurs, but I always thought they looked like little He-Man guys. Little knockoff Meteorbs. I believe those came from Joe, too. Sweet lunchbox. Collector case. Sagittar. He was sealed, but I opened him. Haha. And we got a Wind Raider box back there. This is a favorite, kind of longtime favorite figure of mine. He's sort of an inside joke between me and some of my friends. Skeletor at Arms. Oh, yeah. Slime Pit box. There's the Rock'em Sock'em He-Man and Skeletor there. A little book up there at the top. Sealed Bola Jet, sealed Doom Fighter. So some really fun New Adventure stuff. So really love that top shelf there. That's just where I keep a lot of my box stuff there. So, all right, let's start going down the lines here. Got my 2000X collection. There's so many of those silly variants in that line. I actually don't have them all out, so some of them are still put away, but you can see some of the different ones there. I really love that Blood Skeletor. There's Disco Skeletor. I could not put him on the shelf. It's a cool little pencil case there. And there we go. There's the 2000X lineup. All the basic guys there, the main heroes and villains. And that's going to bring us down here. So actually the 2000X Slime Pit right there. But then the rest of this stuff is all New Adventures figures. So you can see there's my Nordor playset. There's the Galactic Protectors and the Space Mutants. Love my Space Mutants. And Sylvester Stallone, he hangs out with the Galactic Protectors, because why not? And then down here at the bottom, I got my Starship Eternia playset. It's been taken over by the awesome plushes that are out, but there's also the box for Starship Eternia and my New Adventures Shield and Sword. Yay! You see some other cool stuff down there, vehicles. There's a weird custom Castle Grayskull that I bought a long time ago, but still really like it, so it sits in my collection. You can see on the bottom, I got a Crystal Castle playset. There's my Eternia. It is nowhere near complete, but it's still huge. It's gigantic. Love having that thing on down there. I'll just go ahead and finish showing you guys all the rest of the bottom here. So there's a 2000X Castle Grayskull, some of the cool little inflatable sword and Havoc staff that came with, I believe it was the UK magazines, some vehicles, and of course there's Classics Castle Grayskull and the giant box sitting next to it, and some other boxes on display too. And the Thundercats Cat's Lair, which that is not its permanent home. It's just chilling there right now. So that's going to bring us to the vintage section. So here we go. The vintage villains, which bleeds right over into the vintage heroes. And from there we get into the section with the Horde and the Snake Men. Woo! And then that brings us over to Princess of Power, right next to the Horde. That's my small Princess of Power collection, and they're not in great shape, but very happy to have them still. Very happy to display them. There's my Castle Grayskull, which is mostly complete. It's just missing some of the cardboard inserts and a few of the weapons for the weapons rack, but it looks great. Nice little Castle Grayskull there. Prince Adam's in the front. Zoar. Screech is over here somewhere too. That's an extra chair. It's just sitting there. Extra Scareglow. That's not an actual Scareglow cape, by the way, though. That's an actual Scareglow cape. That is a Shredder cape from the old Ninja Turtles line. Works pretty well as a fill-in if you don't have a Scareglow cape. And my Fright Zone. And yep, that's another Mosquitor. I do have two of them. So what? You can see this is kind of where I got a lot of my extra figures too. There's another Too Bad. Chilling Night Stalker there. There's my Screech. And my Snake Mountain. So that is all my vintage setup. My vintage, my 2000X, my New Adventures. It's pretty awesome because I finally have these guys all displayed the way I've always kind of wanted to display them. I love the little, you see the little stairs I've got there? Works great for displaying all these guys. I love them. So then that brings us to Classics. Can you guys believe how big the Masters of the Universe Classics collection has grown? Look how much space they take up. It's insane. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I got here. Here's my setup. There's my heroes. All my heroic warriors. He-Man's right there in the center. You can see I've got some spaces in there because I know we got new ones coming out, so I've definitely made sure to leave spaces with all the factions. Castle Grayskull Man with the sweet Joe Amaro backdrop there. Woo! Shout out to Daniel. Yeah! And that's going to bring us over to the villains here. So I got all my villains lined up there. There's the Shadow Beast back there in the corner. He's mad he can't go down the elevator. And on the top, that brings us to the Princess of Power figures. Now, I'm going to get some of the little stairs up here for the top, too. I just haven't gotten to them yet. I'll be able to see these guys a lot better once I can get that. But yeah, let's see my Evil Horde. Yeah. Evil Horde, Evil Horde. And then the Snake Men. And then I kind of go into all of the kind of various villains. First of all, I got like a little 2000X set up here. And then there's the rest of like the various villains back there, which again, we'll be able to see them a lot better when I get the stairs so we can get a good shot of them there. And then down on the bottom, this is sort of where I got a lot of miscellaneous display going on. There's Battle Cat and Panther because they fit better down here, so they got the battle armor characters. So all my display there. Lots of pre-Turnia stuff going on down here. Demo Man, there's the Alcala Skeletor head. Sweet custom Kevin Costly heads you might see down here in places. The Giants. There's the original San Diego King Grayskull with the other King Grayskull standing in the front. And then this band of misfits over here, you know, Standor, Spectre, Laserlot, all those guys are hanging out over there. You see Wise Granamir sitting in the corner. And then up over here, Hydron fell, but here's the new adventure section. It's got lots of space still to be filled in, and we obviously will probably have a lot of leftover space in there, but there you go. That's where I got the new adventures chilling so far. And there's the Royal Family. The Wind Raider box is just kind of there because I wanted to display it. But the Wind Raider's right over here with Sky High. I'll probably do some rearranging here still, but I think that all looks pretty nice. And then the top section up here, I just got all kinds of fun stuff. So that's Joe Amaro's Manta Raider right there. And then that's the Molten Hammer, which was a Pixel Dan exclusive. You guys might remember that. Joe Amaro also made that. Sweet stuff. So that's on display. I got my mini masters there, along with some of the little con goodies, like the deodorant. The little She-Ra Polly Pockets. I got the mini comics up there. And then there's my sealed Mosquitor, because why not? And that's my signed Castle Grayskull Man with the amazing signature of Daniel Benedict, my giant smiley face. And some custom figures fans have made for me, which are awesome. There's the awesome Hunter Knight custom Pixel Dan. And that's one I put together with one of those create your face things, which is actually kind of creepy, but there we go. 2 little Pixel Dan figures, and what's that? Oh, special. And then down here, this isn't really He-Man stuff, but I like lookalikes and knockoffs and similar lines and stuff like that. So, you know, I got Black Star because that's a great line. I got the Thundar the Barbarian stuff. And then I just got a lot of the cool, like, I got some Remco stuff. I got lots of indie toy stuff down here. So, Bognar, got to give shout out to Manor Monster Studios, my buddy Brandon. Got to give a shout out to my buddy Brad of Battle Babies. Cool stuff in there. Got to give a shout out to Mike for the Realm of the Underworld stuff in there. Hey, there's some boxed Golden Girls figures. Sweet. And there's a cool section of knockoff guys here. Love these so much. The sweet Battle Shield. I'll probably open that up eventually too, but lots of cool little knockoffs there. And there we go, guys. So there is a glimpse into my Masters of the Universe collection. I am pretty happy with how this turned out, and I gotta say it's awesome finally being able to display all this stuff the way I have always wanted to. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the sneak peek at my brand new toy collection room. It's coming along nicely, but I have a lot of work still to do. In fact, at the same time, we're also working on the nursery, preparing the house for the new baby boy who's coming very soon. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us here. But still wanted to give you guys a little something since I've given you a toy room video every year on Christmas. Wanted to make sure I showed you guys what I've been up to. And I promise as soon as this room is done all the way, I will do a full-on tour to show you guys everything that I've got on display. So thank you guys very much for joining us for our Christmas celebration all month long. We really hope that you've enjoyed all of our videos. I know we've had a lot of fun doing it, and we hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season.
Merry Christmas.
Bye, guys.